Hi everyone, welcome to Astrology MVP, your moon void of course place. I am your astrologer, Karis. This is for January 17, 2019. It is so cold and rainy here in Los Angeles today. It's 52 degrees out. The other day it went down to 48 degrees. We're Angelinos. We don't do under 60. So this is the dead freezing cold of a January winter. In astrology, we have the moon void of course, and this is when the moon is getting ready to change signs, and for a certain amount of time the moon doesn't make aspects to any of the other planets, and so the moon is said to be off course. On this January 17th, there is no moon void of course for the full 24-hour period. We have the moon in Gemini. Now the moon in Gemini is starting to overthink what it truly wants. The moon in Gemini is making an opposition to Venus in Sagittarius, an opposition to Jupiter at home in Sagittarius, and the moon in Gemini is making a square aspect to Neptune in Pisces and a sextile to Mars in Aries. What's happening here is that typically when you decide, yes, I want this, my heart is in this, there's a tendency to immediately or almost immediately start overthinking it and changing your mind. This is the moon in Gemini. Gemini waffles back and forth, back and forth. And so there can be potential separations and breakups from certain things with that moon opposing Venus and Jupiter, because the moon in Gemini can start to think, well, this is too good to be true. I'm asking for too much, dreaming too big. That's the moon in Gemini starting to waffle a little bit. So as we approach this full moon, lunar eclipse, super full moon over the weekend, the energy and the momentum is starting to build as far as, are you going to go all the way to the finish line? Yes, you will, but you've got to stay the course. And that moon in Gemini is starting to waffle a bit here, overthinking. So this is for January 17th. There is no moon void, of course. It's all systems go, tons of energy and momentum behind it. But if you overthink, that could set you up for a little bit of a trap here. So mind and heart now in a certain conflict. All the mutables, we've got a lot of mutables here involved, so that's shifting and changing again on this January 17th 2019. This is as we lead toward the culmination point over the weekend. Talk things out, negotiate if you can, but stay the course. Thank you so much for being here. This is your Astrology MVP. I'm Karis. I'll see you again tomorrow.